Apologies for the small inconvenience. Technical glitches apparently are still, it's still a part of our day. Thank you so much for being patient. Uh, my name is Jayant. I am part of the academics and government vertical at LinkedIn. Uh, I I want to talk to you today about, I think, the key topic that I'm going to discuss today is bridging the education to employment gap in India, right? Wanted to show a few numbers and few insights with you before we talk about what LinkedIn is doing in the education space. Uh, so India's GDP is set to surpass 7.5 trillion by 2031, right? We're on track to becoming the world's largest economy, which is of course going to be fueled by educators such as yourself, the talent that is going to be required for us to become the world's third largest economy. That is as per Morgan Stanley. And some other interesting data points, right? According to a survey, the number one reason students go to college is still to get a job, right? That continues to remain the same. But 61% of professionals, according to a LinkedIn survey, said that universities did not fully prepare them for the career. I hope you're able to see the dichotomy in this, right? Like students are coming to campuses for a job, but 61% are saying that the campus didn't really help them get that job. This is again a very interesting kind of data point that's come in from the World Economic Forum, where I think I spoke about it earlier during my conversation that 85 million existing jobs are set to be eliminated by 2025. But 97 million jobs are also being created at the same time. Right? In India specifically, LinkedIn has been able to see a specific trend as far as the skills are concerned. Right? We are seeing, since 2015 to date, we're seeing roughly a 30% shift in the skills that are in demand. Right? And 48% is expected to change by 2025. So this is to the point that I was talking earlier, wherein a lot of your students are preparing for skills and for jobs that are not going to be present by the time they graduate, right? It's an interesting problem to solve. Just to give you an example, for a solutions architect in India, right? In 2015, these are the top skills on the ones that you can see under 2015 are the top skills in 2015. In 2022, I can see almost 7 new skills that have become the top skills for that particular role. Right? Similarly, for a HR professional in India, right? Employee engagement, performance appraisal were top skills, employee relations were top skills. But now strategic HR planning, HR development, HR operations have become the top new skill sets required. Right? Now, this is not just a problem at a HR level. CEOs are talking about this. Skill shortages, talent shortages is a major disruptor of their business strategy. This has become a problem at the CXO level, right? This is again from a global Microsoft survey. 68% of students don't understand what skills are needed to start their career. And 50% of students don't know how to search for a specific job, right? All these surveys are telling us a story. Now, this is where LinkedIn is essentially kind of trying to step in and trying to bridge this gap that we are seeing from the industry and education, right? So today we have over 1 billion members on LinkedIn. We have roughly 39,000 plus skills represented on the platform. One thing which a lot of people know now is that we are the world's largest recruitment platform, right? All of you all know us as a social media platform, but we are the world's largest recruitment platform. All Fortune 500 companies, major startups, major mid-market companies hire through our recruitment solutions today, right? So we have roughly around 52 million job seekers that come onto the platform on a weekly basis, right? And there are 2 billion monthly interactions that people have with organizations on the platform, 11 million creators, and taking all the skills information that's coming in from our recruitment business, we've also created a learning platform which has roughly around 21,000 courses with the intent of keeping people industry and job ready. Roughly around 300 skills were added to LinkedIn profiles globally in the last 1 year. And 45% of hirers on LinkedIn use skill data to fill roles today. This is what I meant by what I was talking earlier. Recruiters have stopped searching for students from a particular institution. They are looking at skills. Okay, hiring has become a skill-first activity rather than the kind of college that you've gone to, right? And this is essentially where LinkedIn is trying to bridge that gap. What we are trying to do is we are working with institutions in two ways largely. One is all the information that we are gathering from our recruitment business and our 1 billion members, we are providing to higher education institutions now to enhance their placement strategy, alumni connect, curriculum planning, right? We are also offering our LinkedIn learning platform, which is essentially taking all the information from the job market and creating courses. And we are providing those courses to higher education institutions now. The objective is to, like I said, to keep the students, industry, and job ready. Because ultimately, you're all working towards that goal, right? You're trying to create an opportunity, find opportunities for your students. LinkedIn is working with that same goal, and I think we can work together in kind of achieving that goal. Now, I have my colleague, I mean, if you guys have any kind of a feedback or anything for us, I would request you to kind of scan this and maybe drop a note for us. Now, I have my colleague Prithvish here, who's our in-house LinkedIn learning expert. And he'd like to have a couple of words about what the learning platform is essentially doing and how we're working with higher education institutions. Prithvish, over to you.
Thanks, Jayant. Thanks, Tom. Thanks. Yeah, that's great. Am I clear to everyone? Just want to make sure of that. Okay, thank you. Couple of things. Thank you to all the distinguished members who are here. It's a complete pleasure to be speaking in front of you. I don't speak so much of Tamil, but welcome to all of you, and I'm very glad to be in between all of you to talk about LinkedIn and what LinkedIn does. Okay. Just catching on a few cues since morning, and a lot of distinguished panel members actually spoke about it, right? Everyone's talking about rapidly changing skills. Someone's talking about skills changing at 30% in the next 5 years. Somebody's talking about how the top tier of skills which are being hired for has changed by almost 45%. This created a lot of fear of missing out, FOMO what you call, especially amongst the students, right? And it's very important to acknowledge this particular thing. Now let's look at it from the perspective of a recruiter or a company which is hiring for. When a company hires, they're looking for people who are already skill ready. They're job ready. It's very unfortunate, but this is what the true reality is. They want people to be bred in a way where they can just be inducted into the system and where they can go with the flow of their everyday work culture, right? That's the true essence of what is happening right now. So I'd like to sum this entire ecosystem of evolving skills into a very simple line which I heard from one of my mentors a few years back, which is skills is going to be the new currency moving forward. Jayant already showed you 45% of the recruiters who are hiring on LinkedIn, and he did share that LinkedIn is the largest recruitment platform in the world with close to 60 million companies hiring for 41,000 skills on LinkedIn. A staggering fact is there are close to 6 hires per minute on LinkedIn.com, right? Now what's happening is LinkedIn is collecting all this data and we're creating an economical graph. We know the number of companies, we know the number of skills, we know number of people, we know the demographies, we understand the industries that they're coming from. But how do you tie this entire story and the entire narrative down for a student, right? For a student who doesn't know what skills are required for me to be in that particular role. It is a very, very challenging role for an education institution also and for a student as well, right? So that's how we created this ecosystem where we continuously have insights on what the recruiters are looking for, on what organizations are looking for. We continuously evolve the taxonomy and the pool of skills that they're working around. Now imagine from an organization's perspective, an organization comes to LinkedIn, wants to hire a Python developer, wants to hire a data architect, wants to hire a systems engineer, right? They're not looking for regions and demographies. Like Jayant said, what they're looking for is skills. When you go to the LinkedIn.com portal, when you see it from a recruiter's perspective, all they're listing down are the skills that they're looking for. And they get the pool of talent available to them who possess that skills. Now, how do you as institutions ensure that these skills are also present on the portfolio of your students on LinkedIn.com? That is the key here. These skills need to be featured onto their profile, onto their personal profile. So that whether it is a recruitment drive or it is a post-recruitment drive, when they're looking for jobs, they're able to be surfaced in front of a recruiter. Is this ecosystem clear to everyone? Great. I'm now going to all tie it back to LinkedIn Learning, right? So what you see over here are certain role guides that we've created, right? This makes the job very easy for a student and also for the education institution. What we've done is, after understanding that there are certain set of skills that are required for certain roles, we've created content around that. We've made that content and we've plugged that entire content and those learning paths into these role guides that you see over here, right? So whether you wish to be a testing consultant or a data analyst or a cybersecurity analyst, as an example, a student or a placement coordinator, what they need to do is they just need to go and click on this tab. And all the certifications and all the courses that are required for every student to be able to be skill proficient and to be able to be job ready will start featuring under these tabs. How easy does that make your job, right? All you're essentially doing is you're guiding your students to the right place with the right data. Once your students undergo these certifications, they undergo these courses, there are certain skills that keep getting tagged to their profiles. Once these skills get tagged to their profiles, any recruiter who's searching for those particular skills is able to recognize that pool of talent that is available to them. You know, someone in the morning spoke about difference between employment and employability, right? And at this stage where the students are, whether they're in third year or the fourth year, they're looking to be in that employability pool, right? And this is what helps them create that brand value and that equity for themselves. You have industry-leading certifications, you have industry-leading coaches, mentors, social ecosystem, live office hours, multiple coding challenges, multiple development environment, a lot of other features that can help your students actually be ready for what the industry is searching for, right? Now, just giving you a complete brief, 22,000 courses is what we've curated under the taxonomy of the roadmap of what we see and hear from people. We make the students undergo these courses, have these skills tagged to their profiles, and ensure that their employment chances in front of these organizations increases to quite a level. So the entire ecosystem of LinkedIn is made around employment of people. You know, that is the core of LinkedIn being what LinkedIn does, right? So I would really urge all of you to, we do open some of our courses at some point or the other, or you may feel free to connect with us also later. But I would sincerely urge all of you to actually understand this entire ecosystem of what skills are being hired for and how can I make my students ready for these skills. And I have worked in the last 1 year with a few academic institutions where I understand that this methodology has worked very well for them. It's, of course, a use case for everybody, but I would sincerely urge that you follow insights and follow the data. That will give you the right path to where you wish to be as an education institution and where your students wish to be in terms of being employed. Right? Well, that's all that I wanted to sum it up and tell you in terms of skills and the taxonomy of skills. In case you have any questions, Jayant and I are, of course, sitting outside. You can connect with us for anything. Thank you.